Hello, we are here to do the update for Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. I'm just writing it down. I'll wait for a few people to connect. Yes, I was supposed to come to you guys. I'm just going to move the light a little bit earlier, but I'm the type of reader that if I have energy around me, and that's if I'm doing a private reading, if the vibration is heavy, I won't share that energy with you. I'm very what would the word be? My energy over the years of my twin flame journey has made me extremely accountable for my energy. So I do tend to mix with like-minded individuals where I can actually anchor my energy in, come to you guys correctly. Now, I do need to do an update as well for the Twin Flame Collective. So if you're not a Twin Flame, it doesn't mean this video doesn't directly relate to you, but I will be doing live updates for the Twin Flame. I'm really cramming, and that's obviously with Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury energy. And really with the Mercury energy at the moment, it's asking us in a retrograde cycle to complete tasks. So it may be direct, look, collectively, it's collective energy. So it's more the time frame of when you look back and you start completing all those things that have been unfinalized. So that can be things to the degree of paperwork, divorces, taxation, you know, especially with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, it's family related dynamics and, you know, the paperwork and all the interconnections. So a lot of us collectively are going through those, and it is, and I have said this in every video, it's not a common Mercury retrograde. This isn't a time to become complacent. This is very much a time to try and put your thinking cap on, look at the things you need to do. You're going to require a lot, and it's really uncovering a lot of things. And I've already noticed that for me, both physically and spiritually, is at an emotional pain body experience, you're actually locating where the wounds are at, why they're coming about, what the habit and the routine was, as well as 3D things, you know, with the scorpionic energy coming through November. It's uncovering old things that were hidden, like, you know, your paperwork. Oh, I failed to do this. Yes, did I connect that app, etc., etc. It's little things like that. So it's really a time of fine-tuning situations so that when you're moving into 2020, to me, it's almost like a warning. Get prepared. This is not a drill. You know, get prepared, get what you need to get done. Because by the time 2020 comes, if you're keeping on top of your systems and your practices, the energy by mid-year, the node energy will be changing. And it is all to do with expansion, because it's going to be, the nodes will be both in Gemini and Sagittarius, which is directly connected to expansion of finances and infrastructure. So a lot of the themes are going to go into high gear, but it's around the time we have Mars retrograde. So, you know, the Mars energy is our fight and flight and the energy of us proceeding forward. In a retrograde, it means if we haven't got our things in order, it will become harder to do those things. So the systems that you're directly putting in place, so to speak, are there for you for your foundation and your sanity of 2020 so that you can actually get the best out of the situation then. Now, we're going to tune into the energy for you guys. Now, I do know, obviously, with the Capricorn energy, it's going to relate to you guys in different areas of your chart. We won't get into the analytics of that. Through the Scorpion video I did, I have discussed house by house what will be coming up for you. So I'll try and remember to put it into the link after I've uploaded this video. And if you go back, utilize it, and you can use it all the way between now and 2020, because it's still subject matters that's being unearthed. It's still got the Pluto and the Saturn energy in there that's going to be coming through for you guys of subject matters that you're going to be dealing with all the way through to the end of the year. Now, there's already the amp up energy moving into next month's eclipse energy. So yes, we're in November, but you'll find that the undertone of those eclipse energies, the weather patterns, etc., are going to start changing. And the time is moving where if you do everything you need to do, we've, you know, got the energies of Pluto moving direct, you're going to find that things are going to come up, but the endings of cycles are going to come up between now and January. So things that you're trying to fit into your life that aren't fitting, the Scorpionic energy is really giving you some insight into what's not working. Now, it won't automatically mean that you're going to have the epiphany of what the solution is, and it can be a rerun of old energies where you're finding you're going back down over Groundhog Day. And those groundhog energies are very similar to a TF journey. Is that you come to the situation and you're looking at it from various angles. So in a direct, you're moving forward and it can be quite on autopilot. In the retrograde cycles, it's whereby maybe some systems and ways of doing things weren't completely in alignment and weren't working and getting the best out of it. So it's almost like an audit of the subject matter of the planet when it is in retrograde. And it gives you the time to just slow back down, and those key areas that weren't working are going to come back into your life for you to view. And especially, as I've mentioned 100 times before, with the node energies, it's a constant continuity of that subject matter, like a lesson for that year that we can actually fine tune and correct. So we're going to tune into the energy of Taurus. Now, a lot of solar plexus and sacral chakra has been coming up, and definitely I do say, hi Andrew, sorry that it's been so long. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will not come to you guys with on a lower frequency. I won't share that energy. I'm very mindful because the energy is very heavy at the moment. You know, we're all under the pump. We're all under that heavy energy. And I'm very mindful of sharing that frequency because we do transmute energy back and forward. But do be mindful and gentle with yourself that at the moment, you know, you'll know who your tribe is and you know who you won't. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean it more, you'll know who's on the same ship as you with the same mindset, and you'll be like-minded, you'll be thinking the same thing. You may be even willing to be open to find that solution to the problems. And bouncing off each other, and other individuals may be at a lower energy. And when I say lower frequency, again, I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean that in a trigger happy, disillusionment. Yes, we all do fall back into that. It's when we actually kick back into high gear and we go, okay, we need to find a problem to this. You know, you're in self-awareness about it and you step back. The traffic light equation I have been using for my tribe for, I don't know, a year now maybe. Red light, stop. What's the foundation? You're furious. Yeah, don't be dealing. And a lot of subject matters for children have been coming up as well. Obviously, again, with the nodes being in Cancer, the empath, mothers, the feminine energy, these things have been coming up. 2020 is very different. It's where the physical imbalances of those energies are and the new paradigms we're actually dealing with. So a lot of problems that potentially can come up in January will directly be connected to the new paradigm of feminine energies. With the imbalances of those scenarios with nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, of still required to work, but you know, you're trying to balance home, family, cooking, cleaning, and that can be on a masculine side as well as the time for you to balance your own frequency, and it will show you where those imbalances are. So Taurus, again, is in Uranus, which is to do with our spiritual core sense and moving towards things. And you guys have been going through a lot of changes. And for you guys, it will be a time of aggressive change. Aggressive change in the way, it's almost like an egoic bash. The universe is having a go. And, you know, for a lot of people collectively, even very separately, just looking at the planet, the fact that it's in your zodiac sign, Taurus, people needing to adjust very quickly and seeing things from different perspectives. Yeah, red light, stop, think, stand back, have a look at it. You're angry, step back. Cool down, remove yourself from the environment if you have to, because sometimes people don't want to deal. You're giving them the warning signs and you go, look, time out. And they're still coming at you, healthy boundaries. You stay there, I'm staying here, we're not in agreement, I need to just ground myself, which again is base chakra, get grounded. If that means removing yourself from the environment, do so. Yellow, the power in the situation. Let's pause, hold up, think about, you know, where this is balanced, where this isn't, where you're a victim or where you know, the perpetrator, etc. Again, egoic state, thinking through that system. Pause. Green, okay, now that you've done that reflection, now that you're going to decide and you're not coming from a pain body experience anymore because you calmed your farm, what are you going to do with that? Come from a place of heart. Be passionate about your beliefs, yes, because you have to own your truth. A bit like Selena Gomez, she made an apology for speaking her truth, and really, there was no reason to apologize, because at the end of the day, your truth is your truth. It doesn't have to be as correct, but it's your physical truth at that point in time in your understanding, comprehension. Sometimes when we reflect back, only after the fact, many years later, we can go, oh, my perspective and perception on that situation is different now. But that's because you've evolved. And it doesn't mean the old version of you was wrong. You understood it with the information and the wisdom you had at hand at that time. So it's self-forgiveness and it's growth and it's continual. So Taurus at the moment is really shifting and changing. And I'm going to see what the crowning energy is coming through. And I'm going to really just go with the flow with what's coming through. You guys are stuck, okay? You're in a meditation stage. You have the stagnation card. You've got the Eight of Cups. So you're meditating upon how to proceed forward. You're wondering what the best course of action is going to be. Hi, Dale. Love yous all too. You know, what's the best course of action? How do we proceed forward? Now, it's interesting that it's in reverse, because the scorpionic energy plus the scorpion room is really the underarm. You know, what's hidden? What are we unsurfacing here? What are we uncovering? And it is in reverse, a bit like the hangman energy with the reflection, where you're digging deep and you're going, okay, what exactly is going on? And I feel there's a situation where you guys potentially are needing to dig to the root cause of what is really going on. It's almost like you're a mad scientist trying to find the reasonings why certain things are happening. So you're really trying to get to the root cause of why everything's going on, not what. And I feel like it's like you're hitting your head against a wall. And you're going, okay, I need to understand this, because this thing keeps happening all the time. And I need to understand, am I the common denominator? Is another area the common denominator? Am I not looking at this correctly? And it's like you're going batshit loopy, because you're thinking, have I missed something? Is there something I'm missing? Yes, it's astrological, collective energy as well, but spiritually you're also weighing up the pros and cons, going, before I proceed any further, I'm not willing to invest any more of my cut in people, places and things unless I'm willing. It's like you're wanting the facts, okay? You're wanting the facts before you delve in any further, because you're like, I'm not digging myself any further than I already have. So it's like you kind of pushed back and you're looking at it and you're going, no, I've got to grasp all of this, because this is feeling like a faulty foundation. Now I'm going to pull a chakra card. I feel your pain, Taurus. I feel your pain. And I do feel some people aren't taking responsibility, okay? You're like, is this mine? Is this yours? And I was saying the yellow chakra, okay? I was saying the solar plexus, sacral chakra. Again, it does make sense because the scorpionic energy is the underground, the basis of the foundations and things that are being brought up. And, you know, the base chakra of things is the scorpion moon. So that is connected to Saturn and, you know, Saturn, and it's your power in this situation. So before you're using the power in this area, you're like, you don't want to jump the gun here. You're actually stepping back and you're reassessing. And I even mentioned this to Giggle this morning. I said to her, the first song that's popping into my head for today is, and I've forgotten the lady's name, but my name is No, my number's No, you got to let it go. It's like no negotiation. And I mean, I jokingly would say this about parenting. You get to a point, and this could be something that's actually going on with you guys, because generally when I'm about to channel a zodiac sign and element, there's frequencies that I will physically live with before I come to you guys. Thank you for that. So I go through this roller coaster road of downloads and experiences so that I can actually channel the frequency. There was a time when my daughter was going through a routine. I was a single parent, and I would always be open to advice, and I would test things similar to a TF journey. You come to it from different ways and you're like, oh, I'll try this, I'll try that. It's like this chess game, right? In the beginning stages till you actually drop the codependent patterns. So I had tried various ways, and I was a single parent working very long hours. Now, my daughter was quite young and she was in a very poor bed routine. And my mother said to me, You will have to suffer to get her into a sleeping routine. Now, it will hurt you. You will go crazy, but if you don't, you will never get your bed back. You need to keep taking her back to the bed. So with very little sleep for a good month, I would take her back and forward because the foundation needed to be sorted. So it was back and forward, back and forward. It's like you've got to get to the root cause of the situation and you put the hard yards in to get the outcome. There could be something to this degree going on. And again, it can be, is it your side of the fence that needs rectifying? Is it theirs? Is it somebody else's karma? Is it yours? And it's like really cutting through the sand there, really getting to a point where you can get the foundation of taking accountability for your energy, but not owning other people and understanding it's a process. But there is a stagnation. It's becoming very frustrating for you. Some people around you can be really frustrating you. We're going to be looking at your work, and to dig deeper into this, I may pull one additional card, but it's going to be various areas of your life. It's going to be a chain of very unfortunate events and scenarios going on. So it's not one area, but it can be. It can be connected, but I'm going to say it can be connected to relationships, but it's also directly, it's spiraling down like a waterfall. You know, unless that cup's full, when your cup's getting spent and it's getting taxed from various locations, you're starting to get to a point you're like, you're emptying my cup and you're really grilling my nerves right now. Again, the scorpionic energy, okay? So and even the grinding the teeth at the moment, and collectively, even in public when I've been going out, I will notice between the people who are awake and the people who aren't, they're feeling the vibration, they're trying to deal with it at a higher level. And then there's others who you can see they're completely coming from an egoistic experience, not because they're bad people, because they haven't developed the tools yet and they're not in that understanding of astrology, energy, frequency, and how it occurs. You know, we're very, very blessed in the YouTube community where we have those tools at hand. But you visually can see the juxtaposition between the two realms, the two energies. So you are in awareness of this energy, right? What this is connected to is people that are just, okay, and you're looking at them going, okay, now, like, even if you do have compassion for them, it doesn't mean you pick the pieces up for them, because it won't help. And the reason I'm saying that is you need to go back into your life and understand there's a consequence for an action. Oh, it completely makes sense to me. Giggle, are you an amusement of this reading or what? Because what have I been talking about? It's the consequence for the action. So it's like you're looking at them and you're going, you might not even know what you're doing. But if I keep cupcaking you, I'm reaching the end of my tether. And I'm talking like I am Taurus right now. You're reaching the end of your tether with it. And it's like, you want to muck about, do what you want to do, have fun. This can be your children. It can be an ex. It can be your partner. It can be, and you're like, my name is no, my number is no. Don't bother me. I am thinking, and you probably don't want to know what I'm thinking. Let's look at your work. What's going on with your work, your finances, and your family? And maybe we can uncover some more of the energy of where this is all linking. I do feel it's affecting every area, okay? Every area, because like I said, it's trickling down out of that cup that's been emptied over a while. Yeah. Yeah. I feel your pain, Taurus. Oof. Okay, you guys, do you know what? All this BS is affecting your work. It really is. You had so many plans. You have so much potential. And it's like, for some reason, it's like this magnet that has been attracted to you that just keeps coming towards you. And you're going, I'm needing to do this. Why are you pulling me there? Why are you taking me there? Like, you can't, and it could even be the energy at work. But I do feel for a lot of you, the potential of the things you want to work on and the beauty that you're willing to bring to it. It can be the frequency of people at work. You're stuck, but you're not stuck, right? This could be a work-related dynamic. This could also be your family, people around you, their frequencies. It's taxing, okay? It's getting to a Groundhog Day moment, but it's affecting you. It is fixable, okay? It's temporary. It has been going on a long time. It's temporary. A solution is going to come. Now, I'm going to pull another clarifier on that. We're going to pull a chakra card. We're going to dig into it. Okay, you're not having a lot of time to do your inner child work. And this could be bringing some things up. You could be dealing with legal situations. You've got inner child. Again, in an overview, it could be, again, to do with family-related dynamic. You could actually be working with children or family services, government, etc., regardless. Your inner child is your power, right? So the energy of the solar plexus is your joy, your anger, your self-belief, ego, empowerment, ambition, Mars energy. There you go. I told you. So with the power that you have, you might not be in alignment with this paradigm that you're working in. So technically speaking, you're like, okay, does this mean that I can work in this domain? Your energy alone could vibrationally change that frequency. So if you're working with children, government services, because the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, and this is inner child in reverse. So this could be anything to do with your own given family, to do with government energies, to do with your children. You could be children's services, you could be a doctor, whatever it is, okay? It's also linking back to your childhood, and this could be a pattern, and you're looking at it going, why do I keep attracting these energies? Why do I keep attracting this? Like, what on earth is going on, okay? The thing that's coming through is, even you being in that area, you may from a perspective and perception be going, these aren't my tribe. You're in the right place, okay? You are correct. Your vibration alone is triggering change. Now, there's a moment in your life where you are taken out of industries temporarily, and you have your upgrade. You have your spiritual upgrade. When you're going through that, it's almost like there's nobody around. It's like nobody's here to help me, and I'm all by my lonesome, and everything's going down. And then suddenly all these other energies come back into your life. And the reason is because you've had your spiritual upgrade, right? So you're protected while you're going through that, and you're wondering how the heck you're financially making it. And this can be in any shape in life. It could have been a divorce or something to that degree. You get my drift. Once you have that upgrade energetically, you then are thrown out like a trainee to go and upgrade people's energy. So all of a sudden, all this BS will come towards you, and you're going, I learned that lesson, so why is this back again? It's there because you're now going to that next level. You're going to an ascended master state. You also are there to upgrade other people. So we trigger people, right? It's a bit like having an argument. It triggers a chain of events, and it transmutes and it brings rubbish up, inner child crap that we carry from childhood, and all of us do, and it doesn't go away. You just make peace with it. You look at it over the years through different perspectives. This is updating other energy, but so theoretically you could have two options. This is one domain going on. You are free to go. You can change things. Some of you might be thinking, it's Mercury retrograde. If I don't want to work here, what do I do? You can still move forward. Fix the old, make peace with it, and start. You've already started manifesting the new, I can tell you. By the time you've reached the end of your tether, you'd already started manifesting the new. So all the BS that comes towards you is a double confirmation that you're ending that cycle. So it's quite positive. It's usually dark. You know how they say it's darkest before the dawn? It's because you've already started manifesting the new. That's why the tower's coming down, right? So and on this occasion, with Mercury retrograde, it's probably the only time I would still suggest moving forward and applying for jobs. I'm not a financial advisor, but because of the astrology in 2020, I would still advise proceeding forward. Balance your lower chakras. It will help you deal with that. Now, financially, you guys have a bright idea. You're very receptive. You're very intuitive. The scorpionic energy is going to give you some foresight in what to do. It's going to help you understand where to go from here. And you're going to have some bright ideas. Okay, so I've got a good feeling about that. I'm going to leave that at that. If you're scared, a solution's going to come. Also do some healing work. This reading may also be helping you. You might have an aha moment and suddenly it's like, oh, I didn't think I should do anything around Mercury retrograde, and this may give you the clarity you need. Okay? Family. Unseen. Unseen. There you go. Can't make it up. Now, I'm trying not to cuss. For those of you that don't know, yes, I do use swear words now and then, so sorry to offend, but, you know, it happens. We're human. Your family. Stop beating yourself up, okay? If you're living in the past and you're looking, oh, I failed here and I wish I'd done this, I wish I'd done that. Again, it is inner child, but it could be energy of what the family's doing. Poor me energy. You know, I need this, I need that, getting pulled in different directions. There is a stubborn frequency coming here. Oh, yes, so do I. Yeah. I was interesting driving home today. I'll get to the stories and the gossip at the end of these videos, okay? Because we've still got Leo and Sag, and I've got questions to answer, and then we can tell some personals. So there is a situation with family where they may not be feeling so, you know, fabtabulous. They might be projecting quite a bit. This could be your feeling towards it collectively. Like, look, I just don't have time for this. Again, there also can be an area of a foundational, a sharing of assets, okay? This could be, but it's stuck energy. You might be looking at what you, and this has been an interesting energy coming through. You might be looking at what you have in your hand and going, hold on for grim death, polar opposite. Don't fear what you tactilely have in your hands right now. It won't be the same next year, and it doesn't have to define what your whole future is in your life. You know, when we get into that energy, again, it's the lower chakras. You've got possessions now spiritually, your belongings, your finances, your assets, your treasures. Very Taurus energy, Uranus and Taurus retrograde, Mercury in retrograde, and we're looking and uncovering what our vibration is to do with that, which can be lack mentality. It can be the fear-based frequency, a bit like hoarding tendencies. You know, am I going to be okay? You can attract the new merely by not fearing lack. As soon as you fear lack, you go into an egoistic experience. You're meditating on it, it's a pain body experience. It links back to a previous time, which does actually prevent us from moving forward and using our tools at hand because we're in fear-based frequency. So lucky enough, you guys are earth signs. Use the old techniques to get grounded. It might not feel as comfortable because you do have that planet going through your sign at the moment, which is really shaking your life up and changing things. But if you're looking at, whenever there is an energy that you're meditating upon a failure or a loss, there's also the energy of a solution. And you'll never do that again. So you will never get the same equation again. Your possessions are coming towards you. If you're wanting to create something, and this could even be a business, and you're looking at it and you're going, look, I've got obligations, I've got family. Paradigm. Your paradigm is, and I went through this too, I'm a parent, so therefore I can't be a client manager because I have a little girl at home. This was when my child was young. Where there's a will, there's a way. So some of us might want to create our own business, and all of a sudden we're thinking yes because of family, and the noise being Cancer and Capricorn, we're looking at your work and we're looking at your family. These are the energies of things that, you know, if the scales are imbalanced, one over the other, one will lose, the other won't. There won't be a balance there. So it's a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides because you're picking in the middle. So you've got to find that balance. And that balance could be you're more passionate about work, and then it means when you get home, you're nicer to your kids. I'm not going to question that. A paradigm's a paradigm. What's working for you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for Joe Blog next door. And if you're going to mark yourself and put yourself into a cookie cutter, you know, like the good old English mansions or, you know, kind of cookie cutter, that might work for England. Doesn't mean to say it'll work for Australia. I'm just saying, right? So it's your possessions spiritually. You're looking at, okay, with this investment, you could be my DNA, you could be kin, you could be tribe. Is it give and take, or is this based on a solid foundation? It's upright, which is good. You might also be networking with people that are like-minded to you. There could also be assets that are going to be exchanged. So you could even be meditating upon a past tense situation, you know, with a will at hand. and looking at your finances. And it doesn't have to be that it's come up now. It could be the anniversary of that. But something to that degree is coming up with the family domain. And with that, you know, if you feel you could have done better in your past and you might be marking yourself against your family of what they were able to achieve versus what you're able to achieve, we're moving into a very different era, you know, so try not to do that. Try to get grounded, have faith in yourself. The assets, the possessions, and the things that you are going to have is going to be so much more than just the 3-day, right? Because what you have is all your energy in your hand to create that. So it's going to be so much more than just tactile cash, and nobody can take that with you. Now, what you're not seeing is you guys have physical movement forward. And it's funny because I mentioned Mercury, right? Just because Mercury is retrograde doesn't mean there's not movement coming forward. Something's coming back. This can be a physical person. This is also you moving forward through the BS. You're moving on up, okay? Let's look at your love. And I do have to be mindful of the time because I do have children to collect. Yeah, now move on up. Love. Now, there could be a mirroring going on with you guys at the moment. So, again, I do make reference to spiritual connections as well as I will relate back to the collective because it's still going to be relevant. Now, you have the 2 of Cups in reverse. So this can be your mindset going through. This could be if you're single, you're looking at it and you're going, okay, how am I feeling in the separation? Now, this doesn't have to be physical separation if you're in a connection. This could be you meditating upon it, but again, it can be very separate. It can be very 3-day. My partner's working too much. I'm not getting to see them. This life is imbalanced. Where is this balance? You could be a twin flame and you're not seeing them, and it's the crowning energy of what's going on, right? The interesting thing is at the heart of it, this is past life related. This is something, all of what you physically want is going to be yours. Okay, and it's self-worth. We directly attract it. And I will, vision exchange, I will comment to that comment you've got there because it's very interesting. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Now, the foundation of this is, yes, you will have it. You don't know when. This balance is coming. Everything that you're hoping to manifest within this connection is all possible. And the horrible things you're feeling right now is due to the scorpionic energy, the things that's uncovering so that we can get rid of it. But it's bringing about aggression through that process. Now, if you're dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, their energy is the 2 of Swords in reverse. Now, they're uncovering some truths themselves. They're getting to a point where they're starting to see some epiphanies on their side of the fence. What's real, what's not, what they thought was going to be versus what's not. It's a big wake-up call. So even though both of you guys are either separate, working too hard, busy, going through a meditated state with this scorpionic energy this month, earth signs relating to Taurus are seeing it. They're seeing the truth of the matter. Now, if you're dealing with an air sign, you're doing a similar thing. They're having to let go of situations in their life. Some of it is out of their control. And again, they've been put on pause to uncover these truths. Look at the moon energy behind them. They might have been balancing way too much and really reflecting back. Look at the way they're bending back. And again, with the red, it is the foundation. It might have been a family-related dynamic, maybe a family-related dynamic with you if you're coupled. But it's looking back and actually gaining the reflection through the Mercury retrograde and with the Scorpionic energy and the Mars energy of what is going to work in the situation moving forward. Fire signs dealing with Taurus. You got the Ace of Coins. Now, again, understanding where they misplaced power, understanding where they were putting too much energy into other situations, but not really looking at what was working for them. So I'm telling you, this week is a real wake-up call. It's almost, how do you put it? Oh, I didn't see that. Why didn't I see that? And it's right under your nose. And you're like, but you know, like I said, the further away from a situation you get, it's only when detachment is there that you can actually look at it rationally. And that's why I use the traffic light analogy. Red, you're in it. Okay, it's hurt, it feels bad, it's yucky. Yellow, okay, what do we do from that? That process is still going to apply with the Scorpionic energy, because we're going to go down deep. Some pain body experiences are coming up, some facts are coming up, and we're going, oh, okay, I've seen this now. You know, what do I want to do with that information now? And then it's okay. Find peace with that. What power do you have in the here and now of what's going on? What do I do from here? And I really feel fire signs are doing this, but it hurts. They're actually criticizing themselves quite badly. It's like, I was focusing on work too much, or finances, or what I wanted versus not what they wanted. It was an imbalance, and they're uncovering this reality, and they actually didn't know they were doing it, but they're realizing now. This can be on either side of the fence, but this is the energy coming through for fire signs, water signs, with the Taurus energy. You'll find this energy will relate to everyone because it's Taurus, and Taurus is in Uranus at the moment, and this is to do with our spiritual path. So all of us will get something out of each zodiac sign, and Capricorn I will get to shortly. Okay, so water signs. They're not being manipulated. Really not being manipulated. If they were getting pulled left, right, and center, being that it's moon energy, the water signs especially are going to be intuitively understanding this and uncovering some things and go, okay, so I was coming from a place of heart and emotion, and now I've found that doesn't work because I keep getting the same outcome. I need to get grounded, and I need to look at this. Is this emotionally abundant? Is this person potentially manipulating me? Am I putting too much work over here and not enough work over here? They're breaking it down. They're having a look at it really hard. But yes, the pain body experience will come up in a sense of triggers because it's an emotional sign, but it's also what is emotional for them, what is balance for them. Because if you don't like something, it's like eating chalk for a year. At some point, you're going to get sick of eating chalk. So even if they're emotional and they've got their compassion, you know, if it's not in balance and it's not heart-based, they ain't going to eat chalk for a year. I can tell you that now. So they're having a wake-up call to their energy and to manipulation, and knowing that they can't do that with you. They also can't have that happen to them. So it's a swapping of energy where they've experienced a different dynamic to actually comprehend what's going on here. Let's jump into Leo. Hi, Leo. Big shout out to my sister. She's a Leo. Let's see what's going on with your feisty energy, eh? How many Leos do we have in the house? And then we'll get on to Capricorn. Leo, Leo, Leo. Oh, you're uncovering some truths. Dirty secrets, some truths, some hidden energy. Making some major decisions. Definitely from a spiritual point of view. Hello. Hi, Crosswatcher. Yes. You always find, though, the energy of any zodiac sign, the male energy and the female energy operates very differently. Very differently. Okay, so off the bat, I would say you've uncovered some deception, and you're not lying to yourself. You're seeing people's BS, and you're like, look, don't pull the wool over my covers. Don't do that. Listen, Linda, I can see you. Don't do that. Suddenly, this light bulb moment, the lights are on. Okay. You've either been lying to yourself or somebody's been lying to you, but this energy in general is wake-up call material. It's big, big wake-up call material, and you're like, and I'm hearing a song. It's so old. I saw the signs, and I opened up my eyes. What is that song? Giggle. I'm telling you. This is earth signs dealing with each element. So I have done the Taurus energy, dealing with earth, air, fire, water. I've given their general read at the top, love read below, and how the signs are looking at this energy. Now we're working on Leo, and I'll do the same again, and the same for Capricorn. Ace of Base. I saw the sign and I opened up my eyes, and I am happy now living without you. Oh, yeah, that. Okay, that came into my head. It's like whatever it is, whatever you're like having this epiphany with, it can be the information, it can be the mindset, it can be the people, places, and things. You're like, oh, you're seeing the deception. You're like, look, no. Maybe I've been lying to myself. Maybe you've been lying to me. Maybe we just need to uncover this and have a good chat about it. But hey, I've had a wake-up call. Whatever that wake-up call is to Leo, you know, you're going, sacral chakra, clarify. You were tempted, but you're uncovering the truth, okay? You're seeing the temptations. Yeah, Virgo, sorry. You might be dealing with the Leo, though. So, Virgo, you guys are feeling as though you're getting to a point where you've uncovered something. But you still got a hunch where you want to move. You want to change things. So this to me, it's honestly interesting that I said Leo. There must be something in the energy, and there's been eights coming up quite a bit this month, and I'm feeling as though it's almost the energy of you getting your strength, you seeing the truth through situations. You could be also dealing with other people that aren't being straight shooters. Your temptation is to own your power. Now, this can be to do with your passion, your desires, your fears, your guilt. It's like you may be saying it's okay, but maybe it's not. So it's like you could be having this battle with yourself. But moving forward, I feel like you're sort of getting to the point that you're making some major decisions, especially to do with the stark reality of what is a 3D reality of what you can achieve in your work domain. And again, we're looking at the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn. So we're looking at your work. We're looking at your finances, which again, when you look at finances, you can look at 2 chakras, even 3, because it's heart chakra, which is solar plexus, your sacral chakra. Your chakra is in alignment. You know, when you're stuck, you'll find the lower chakras are blocked. Now, so anything monetary is also a vibration of attraction. So it's the scales with you in the middle, your energy. Meditating upon what you want to do is healthy. Meditating upon where you want to go from in your life is also healthy, but also dig to the root of what were illusions and delusions, because, you know, this can be various options, but really having to pick the right one. You might have a magnitude of ideas, but what you do with it's going to count. So it's really about getting to the root cause of, you know, what you want to put your energy into and what you're going to do from here. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that, Virgo. Yeah, being honest. And the throat chakra was coming up quite a bit this morning. And again, like I say, when I meditate on a sign and an element, I have some pain body experiences come up just before I'm doing the video, and throat chakra has been coming up quite a bit. Having to communicate your truth and put your money where your mouth is. So you're really looking at, okay, in employment, if I'm seeking employment, what am I putting my energy into? In a career sense, if I'm putting my energy into it, what am I going to do? Where do I go from here? A multitude of ways you can actually achieve tasks as well. And it might be that you've been trying to sort something out, and it hasn't quite got the result that you'd hoped it would have. So you're having to go back to the table and look at it, but be very rational about it and base it on 3D. But you're going to be very honest and sincere with certain people. Now, certain people in the work domain, especially if you're a manager, might be in this delusional state and communicating quite poorly, which can be pulling some frustration for you. Again, I feel you're also getting clarity about where you want to be in 2020, because the card breaks down to a number 4, and it is about, okay, let's get really serious. Where do I want to be by 2020? What do I want to do from here? Now, financially speaking and abundantly, with the energy that you're wanting to put into things, Virgo, you don't know what to do, okay? So you've got this energy here and you're like, I'm tired. You could be having ascension symptoms. You could be looking at the situation going, what do I put my energy into? Because there could be imbalances in other areas that haven't been finalized yet in a karmic sense, and you're getting quite tired. We're going to pull a chakra card on that and see what will work. Foundation. So a foundation, family-related dynamic can be causing a trigger at the moment. It could be imbalanced. You may not know what to do with the dynamic. Again, your base chakra in general could be directly impacted. So, you know, align your chakras this month, especially with all the energy coming through from the scorpionic energy. Use your crystals. Look at the energy of balancing, you know, the work and family domain to create that balance, and find some time to meditate. But I do feel there could be at the heart of it, are you invested in people, places, and things right now where you might not feel directly connected? And again, I'm feeling a bit of hermit mode energy, where you're wanting to do things of a nicer nature, because there could be a lot of people around you really projecting at the moment. But in your family, again, there could be some frustration coming up in this, and this can be connected to conflict, can be connected to court cases or making a judgment in an energy. And just feeling in general it's impacting you. Impacting, you know, it could be you or the direct family member, right? What's to come from here? Let's pull a clarifier. You could in general be concerned about family members. This can be your siblings. It could be, you know, your siblings and their partners. It could be your grandkids, family in general. So it doesn't have to just be you, but directly it's affecting your vibration and the way you potentially can interlink with them. But it could be a subject matter that's coming up, and you know, this person's energy or yours is not happy. It's not an enjoyable time. It's a challenging time. It is a temporary energy. Even if it has been going on for a while, it is a temporary energy. This is a year of tidying up, resolving, and balancing those energies. So it is something that will transform. Even if you're not seeing eye to eye and you're not communicating, you may need to communicate the truth, but you might not quite know how to, because it's in reverse. If you feel there's something you can say, yes, Mercury's retrograde, so we pay caution to our communication. Perfect to use the analogy of the traffic light with the red, the yellow, and the green. Red, okay, triggered. Again, base chakra, family. Stop, look at the situation, look at both sides of the story. Yellow, okay, what have I done? What have they done? How can I look at this? Calm down. Green, okay, come from a place of heart. Can I do something about it? No, step back and leave it be. It may be you're choosing not to communicate in relation to the subject matter. It also may be that you're needing to, but you're not quite knowing how to. So use that technique, sit back and see. We can't change what the other energies will do, but we can change how we directly relate to it. And then we can hold peace with ourselves that we've tried and step back and try again later. What you're not seeing is that there's a lot of energy going along. And this is jealousy, this is mood swings, this is aggression and control going on. And there might be some manipulation behind the scenes. This could come towards you and be projected towards you. Try not to take it personal. Again, it is to do with the astrology. Be mindful of that. And know that this too shall pass. But this could even be your energy coming up. Frustrations of the fact that you're seeing other people achieve theirs, dreams, and you're tired of being on hold. It's this energy and this want where you feel you're everyone's go-to, but again, same energy, your cup needs filling. Unless your cup's being filled and people aren't constantly chucking their straw in the bucket and drinking out of it, without you letting you drink out of theirs, it's going to become taxing, because some of these energies of even knowing how to achieve some of these, you know, solutions to these dynamics coming up can become quite bothersome. Is it your dream? Is it another person's dream? Are your dreams being achieved? Are people jealous and projecting? Is there something you can do? A, do it. If there's not, and this is other people's interference, see it for what it is. Let's see at your romance house. Romance house for Virgo. You guys could be taking something to the next level, even if you feel it's not here right now. There is an energy of having faith in the process. This is also, it could be a legal ceremony. It could be something that is on the horizon for you guys. It's your crowning energy. Have faith that this situation is going to resolve. Again, this can be within 5 weeks. Something is shifting and changing. This can also be directly connected to 5 areas of your life or 5 people. At the heart of it, it does take a give and take to make this work, okay? So only take accountability for what you can do and try not to take it personal, although when we have invested in situations, we can tend to take it personal. But if you know you've done all you can, dig to the root of what hasn't been working and where that balance can come. And if this is connected to a TF journey or somebody you're not in communication with, understand that this is what you're attracting. So when you're going through a hard time and you're thinking, no, there has to be equal give and take, you know, reflection back on previous connections, TF journey, etc. Simply knowing that you have stepped into that vibration, even if it's getting worse before it gets better, means you've purged that. You're having confirmation of purging that from the universe because you're saying the BS. And then comes the actual reality, which is what you've manifested. Your fresh start's coming, okay? And this can be to do with balance. This is the card of Libra, but it's also to do with the energy of balance. So when we look at Libras, they are the scales. So it's a balance, and it can be on your side of the fence. It can be work and your family and tribe and the people you're linking with, and creating that healthy balance where that can actually come in. And again, in the mirroring effect, a lot of what you will live, they will live, and therefore will have understanding, and you can anchor that energy in. Now, if they're earth signs dealing with the Leo, things can be fixed. You will attract the correct. Earth signs looking at Leo or vice versa, they're like, they need something to change. This could be within their own energy. And this is also what is coming up in theirs. So what's being uncovered is where potentially they were projecting at you and wanting you to change or fulfill their needs. Now they're understanding that they need to do this in their own energy. There is something personally coming up for them where they know that something in the frequency sense needs to shift and change. They have felt quite stuck. This could be at a spiritual level. And I'm not feeling this to be judgmental or negative. I feel it's more to do with potentially a bit of depression that the person might have gone through, and the energies in general, to a point where they're understanding that energy needs to shift because it's not an enjoyable vibration to be in. Now, if you're dealing with an air sign, Leo, or vice versa, cross watches. Okay, 2, yep. Fire signs. Okay, so the air signs. Air signs are coming through really interesting. Definitely going to be doing more updates for air signs, I can tell you. Okay, this could be to do with family-related dynamic. They could be dealing with, you know, the balances of reality. Trying to do the right thing, trying to understand, maybe some children involved in situations, maybe some family-related dynamics, looking at the innocence of a situation, miscommunication, etc. Also, where potentially you or they have invested incorrectly in the past and karmic energy is surrounding. Again, it can be on the masculine, feminine side, cross-watcher side, your side, Leo. This energy is coming up to be looked at for a reason to be effectively finalized, right? So in a blockage sense, be it it's on their side or yours, getting frustrated and needing this energy. And this is why I've been talking about manifestation all morning. When you're reaching that pivotal point where you want to rip your hair out, it's because you have outgrown that frequency, and well and truly you would have already manifested the new. So that's why it's going down like Donkey Town. So the innocent in the energy, be it they're innocent, you know, and their feeling of innocence and protectiveness in it, or the others, and hey, it's weighing up the pros and cons. Like I see the innocence, and you're going, do I invest? It's this weighing up of the pros and cons on that energy. Yes, you see both sides. That's why, you know, the air energies potentially can see both sides, and it takes them a while to weigh up the pros and cons. It can be quite stuck energy, but the solutions are coming to the forefront where they can actually find a solution for that, be it on your side or theirs. Now, for those of you that are dealing with fire signs, and again, it all comes down to whether you're willing to work with that person. Spiritual journey is different, but whether you're willing to work with that person. Fire signs are in this position where they've got the Two of Wands. They're the key to the situation, okay? Either you or they feel they're the key to the situation. Now, this does come down to either their mindset is coming from a point of view that they're the boss, or their mindset is coming to a negotiation stage. There also can be a work-related dynamic they're looking at, and they also could be finalising a previous partnership for those of you in TF journey. This is coming to the forefront with the Scorpion energy. Water signs dealing with Leo. Again, trying to balance everything out. Realizing they have to make a judgment, looking at it and knowing that they cannot proceed forward unless a judgment is made, but trying to get that balance back. Also, like I said, with the water signs at the moment, they're looking at it from a very different perspective. Water signs are understanding that although it can be, you know, what are the emotions in it? Is it fulfilling? Are we stuck? What can we do? If it's fulfilling, are we willing to fill that cup any further? Very possibly, yes, because I was mentioning Leo. But again, I've been seeing elephants and I've been seeing Leos. Now, I had a premonition years ago, and we know around the Lionsgate portal, it is an energy where we gain strength. Now, the lines that I've been seeing is to do with our inner strength and our power. So a lot of that can be Virgos actually taking their power back, or very separately, it could be a family-related dynamic that they're dealing with a Leo, or, you know, seeing it. And sometimes you can have a pain body experience actually watching another individual go through. So this could even be a friend. Let's get into it, and I'm going to reshuffle this. Yeah, it is, but it's not fun going through it. It gives me a headache. Let's see what's coming up for Capricorn. Are we excited? I can't believe I'm still on here like an hour later. How long have I been going? Oh, almost an hour. Yeah. Okay. Capricorn. I'm scared to look at your sign. I don't know why. I'm telling you. Let's see what's coming up for Capricorn. I'm like, I have a funny feeling. Anyone else in the house have a funny feeling? I haven't even pulled the cards yet. You do? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What does Capricorn have? Is that crowning energy? No. You're lucky you got Saturn there to help you. Okay? You're in your own frequency. Everything that's going is you're energizing up. It will never be the same again, especially by the end of this year. You're going to be so different. Yeah, so different. Anything you're directly experiencing at the moment is because you're really purging. And I do feel that's collective energy. I feel a lot of signs at the moment are really purging our old frequency and like just not operating the same way. So it is testy, but at the same time, it is there to heal things and transform them. Okay, so your crowning energy coming through. You got the Knight of Cups. You're trying to be playful. You're trying to keep your brave on. You could be very emotional around the moon, but deeply intuitive, so I'm not finding that to be a bad thing. I feel you're diving deep. You're diving deep into what you want to do, what you need to do. Now, this also, you may be seeing another person's point of view. The person you're tuning into, you may feel that they need to reach, that they may have, you might be looking at it thinking, okay, this can be a person, place, or thing. This can be directly connected to romance. And I'm feeling very heavily between romance and, you know, between endings, new beginnings, especially with Saturn, Pluto. Pluto by the end of the year is going to change things. So your sign is really going through a massive change. You're diving really deep, right? You're looking at this person. Now, I feel this is a romance read. I feel it's just going to seep into everything here. But we're going to start first just merely as crowning energy. Crowning energy alone, you've put a lot of effort in your life. You might have had to have changed paths a few times. It's exhausted you, okay? It's exhausted you to no point, but you've come so far. You've reached night state. This is your physical energy, also very separately in a romantic sense. If you're wanting to know how this energy is transforming, if it's a spiritual journey, they've reached the state of night. You also are wanting to encourage the energy of a higher frequency energy around you. So a woman up, man up energy coming. So the crowning energy, okay, strictly that one. There can be communication coming in. This can be in many levels, but it's also some things that can be of a sensitive nature. Now, Mercury retrograde does denote communication, usually people from the past returning. This can be something that's on your mind, like, am I going to hear from this person? What's going on? It also can be all these sensitive subjects that people are bringing up, and it's all over the place. And again, I see the lotus flower as the healing with the Aries energy. Looking at it from your perspective of how you see certain things. Now, career-wise, keep doing what you're doing. Now, I don't mean like if you're stuck and you're feeling you've got no power, balance the lower chakras, do what you need to do, especially with the Mercury retrograde, still continue to move forward. It's hardest to start new things because usually old situations come up. But at the same time, there is this energy coming through where there is a massive potential for you, but just be cautious. You know, don't bite off more than you can chew. Understand, do the foundational work, because I'm seeing success here, but don't go gung-ho. And the reason I say that is because you could get exhausted. There is also, there could be manipulation at work. If you have a manager, you know, there could be power plays going at hand and you're seeing the reasons why people are feeling this way. Step back and really observe. It's, again, a temporary energy. But for the long-term goal, if you're wanting to achieve something in your work and career, there is something that you're wanting to achieve, and by you having faith in yourself that this energy is changing and you're actually going to reap the rewards, I actually do see you will. Financially, you've got the Page of Swords. So at the heart of it, again, you're going to get some foresight into what's going on. I do feel this can be again, you've got your crowning energy of communication. This also can be energy at work of people being selfish, people not being as understanding. This can be your energy or others, but I'm feeling this is external energy. The way you relate to it, if you relate to it this way and understand it's temporary and move in the direction you want to, you're going to get the best. Information potentially can be coming to do with money. There also can be a declaration of love coming through. Which will be something of an abundant nature. It can be something that is moving forward and helping you. I do actually feel seeing a person from the past and seeing some rewards you put in energetically. The work you did in the past, it's coming back and it's going to be paid to you in dividends. Now, family, but you're going to see the truth of things. Okay, is it based on reality? Is it based on, you know, but you're going to have the clarity. So this is coming through in direct communication. Your family, the crowning energy is King of Coins. Okay, you're going to have to be very patient. I do feel there's a situation where a lot of you might be really busy. Now, this can be your family, it can be your children. Again, I'm feeling just super, supercharged energy. You might not feel as grounded, and there could be some situations going on the home front or around tribe mentality where November moving into December is going to be pretty busy for you guys. I also feel a bit of travel, which is quite unusual because I usually say, hey, travel, be cautious, especially in Mercury retrograde. But something that hasn't transformed, there could be something that has reached an end of its cycle, right? Now, with that, this could be an anniversary. It could be an energy where somebody had passed away, and some of you might be going to a wake or something to that degree. But something has reached its foundation. Try and be patient during that transition. It is going to heal, and your life will be very different to what it is right now. And that could be just one direct message for a particular individual. But there is a very beautiful energy coming through with your kin. Even if you're not seeing it right now, a lot of you are happy to be quite on the ball with things and a lot going on. So, try and have understanding on that, because there definitely is. Be it's your DNA family or your tribe, they actually really do love you. There also is a love interest coming through. Some of you who are networking and you might be having a family barbecue or something to that degree, there is a lot of love in the family. If this isn't coming right now, this is actually on its way. So your tribe of who you're meant to be with doesn't have to be DNA. They're coming towards you, and they're going to have your back, and they're going to see your worth and everything you deserve. And this is what you're attracting. So if it's not directly happening in your 3D family, your tribe is going to be effectively attracted to you to give you that of what you deserve. Now, what aren't you saying? Okay, somebody who hurt you is going to come back from the past. Again, I am feeling if there was a betrayal in the connection, be it that, it occurred in the relationship and, there's this old wound that's there, it potentially can be coming up. Some of you who are finalizing connections, this can also be coming up in a paperwork sense. Yeah, you're moving towards only that of what you want, okay? There's no more room, but there can be something of an old energy that is coming towards you to be sorted and healed. Now, your crowning energy in your romance house is the Two of Cups, is the Ace of Cups, sorry. You intuitively know that, look, if you feel worth something, whatever you have thought or owned in a vibration, it's coming towards you. It's your crowning energy. You might, in your heart, actually need to go into meditation and think about it. So this could be a conversation you're having with the romantic interest, and you've got a lot of communication here. You're both going to see and communicate with this individual. If it doesn't come through this month, because it's coming through in this month's reading, it is this year. So it's very close, especially with the energy coming through so loudly. Especially if you're intuitively feeling this. But I really feel for those of you in a connection, you're going to have to dive deep into what some of the conversations in the relationship are. Trust your intuition, but at the same time, look at the value in the connection. Go into hermit mode, meditate inside, gain clarity on it. And I feel there is going to be a change of plans. This can be a change of approach to the situation. But it's also going to be a change of plans to where you currently are right now, be it you're coupled or single. Those of you dealing with an earth sign, Capricorn. Air sign Capricorns. Fire and water. Okay. Earth signs dealing with Capricorn. Okay, you both know how this goes. It's like you are on the same mindset. You do feel as though something has to give, something has to change. You need to have some more time to actually get down and be playful. Okay, that's really what's coming through. And I'm going to pull a chakra card per element. They do know how this is going to go. They do know that they can't go on like this forever. Capricorn, dealing with an earth sign in a romantic sense. Yeah. Whatever they're not passionate about, whatever they're not liking, if they're partnered or they're doing something else and they're not with you and you're a cross watcher, right? They're not happy with the way things are going. They want things to change. They know that they haven't fulfilled their own personal desires. It could even be connected to you. And there's something that's ended in a sense of a cycle and it's transforming. So it's the epiphany of that because of external scenarios have impacted this. They did know whatever they were doing in their life would reach its cycle. And now that they're kind of seeing that they need to have more than what the 3D box was that they're putting themselves into, it's actually an understanding that's being uncovered for them. They knew it was going to happen. They just weren't ready to address the truth, to be quite honest. But now they're bored of having the same old gum tree. They don't like it. They're not happy with it. So they feel it has reached a cycle. Whatever lesson it is in their life that is blocking them from you, they feel as though they've reached an epiphany with that. Now, if you're dealing with an air sign, Capricorn, they've got the Queen of Cups, and this does come up a lot at the moment for the air signs. They've got the Queen of Cups. Now, they may intuitively know how you feel. You guys might be really spiritually connected where you see, again, the same thing. Capricorn, you guys are pretty lucky that this is coming through. It's like they telepathically feel your energy. Now, you might feel that you're saying something and bang, they say it. Or you may feel you're thinking it and then you get a phone call from them. It's like this deep, deep telepathic communication. Also, it may be that they feel that they really need guidance when it comes to you of what to do, and they might be seeking counsel outside of you, but they do trust their intuition, okay? But something in their life, they're thinking about it before they create it. So they're in their mind. They're trying to perceive how this can all come together. They're mapping it out because something in that map is blocked. So even if they're not speaking it, it's because something's in the air at the moment and they're waiting for that integration of the energy. And I feel once they've got it, they're going to know how to proceed forward. Fire signs dealing with Capricorn. They're like, if I walk through that door, there's no going back. That's their intent, okay? Whatever you're directly dealing with, if you are a Capricorn dealing with a fire sign, they're being damn straight sure that what they're moving forward with is what they're willing to move forward with. And this is going to change. So the foundation as such is going to change. They've got the Seven of Wands. And again, I am feeling meditation, but they're also having to woman up, man up into this situation, uncovering what they're physically going to need to do to move forward. Left or right, on the fence, right? They're making up their mind what they're going to do. They are looking at this of what the health and the foundation of this is. And this has been coming up a lot. Is it affecting their health? Do they have the strength to keep going? They may also be having a lot of family-related dynamics going on or blockages connected to childhood. Financially speaking, they also are looking at the big long-term goal and what they need to do to rectify that. But with a 5, it does mean, and the strength is connected to the base chakra. Also, again, same as I mentioned Leo in the equation, the strength to actually move that energy forward, what they're going to do between now and next year. Let me count. With the eclipses, what you find is, depending on the type of eclipse it is, it can be 6 months to 12 months energy frequency for it to roll over and take complete effect. It's almost near the Lionsgate portal for the next ones, but, you know, give or take 2 months, but I'll have to look at the astrology again. Okay, water signs dealing with a Capricorn. Oh, okay. Now, I'm going to pull a chakra card on that and see what's coming up for them. And then I can answer questions. Family. I'm telling you, you can't make it up. Family. It's either family or inner power and belief in inner child going on at the moment. This can be something to the degree where they're looking at it and going, they know that they're the key. They know they're the key. And they're looking at it going, okay, I have work, I've got family, I've got a foundation I've got to look at. I'm trying not to be emotional. I need to be rational. What's being ungrounded? They got grounding in reverse. Something they know is not built correctly. Something needs to move. And they're looking at it and they're going, I know it kind of feels bad, right? I'm the solution to the problem. I know what the problem is, but I don't have the solution. So how am I the solution? Maybe the tool's not in your hands, Cancer. Water signs. So Cancer, I'm having a brain fart now. So this is what happens when you're channeling. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, duh. For those of you that are cross-watching. Any questions? Any questions, my lovelies? Again, if you are wanting to make a booking, I'm going to be doing a twin flame update. Spoiler alert. I also have some clients' bookings to do, and I'm running out of time. So I will quickly answer any questions you have in relation to the transit. I haven't jumped off YouTube. I'm still persevering forward with a load of paperwork, but I'm multitasking galore. I'm doing my darndest. I'm telling you. Yes, there was also a person in the house I wanted to, and I don't even know if she's still here, but I'm going to have to stream up. There was a statement made, and it was about TF journey. Vision exchange. It was okay. So I started on the twin flame journey, but love isn't my focus. Well, interestingly enough, this isn't a unique perspective to have, or an energy I'm going to share and partake on you, or share to you. And in an energy journey, in a spiritual connection, and I keep trying to really integrate this into people's minds. Even when you are not in reunion or union, everything you do is related to your twin flame journey, and you'll never believe it. Until you physically live through various stages, everything you physically live will be the direct mirror of what they live, and you will swap. So you may feel that by not being with that physical person, you're not on the twin flame journey anymore. You've always been on the twin flame journey. You've just become aware of it. So when things are coming up in your life, they are a pain body experience. They are an inner growth. It's all directly connected to your awakening. Your awakening process, be it that person's there or not, will continue. And once ready, an energy similar to TF or TF will come back, and it's divinely guided. So your process is for the rest of your life. You can't sign off. I wish you could. From my experience, no, you can't. You are upgrading constantly. Any questions? So everything, when I do have sessions with my clients and my tribe that I work with over the many years now, I do try and key point into what is going on with you, your mindset, and I try and mentor you with that to help you work through your energy. And I continue to work on mine even now in union. In what sense, earthly Virgo? What about earthly Virgo? Earthly Virgo. There's a sad energy, sort of like, there's a lot of heart chakra activation with Virgo at the moment. Yeah, I mentioned them as Leo at the beginning of it, but that's more than likely because there's inner strength coming through, or directly they're dealing with Leo. But the energy coming through with Virgo, really, it's like, I want you guys to let your butterfly out. You used that analogy this morning. It's like this transformation. You're at you're almost at that complete transformation state, and it's like you're ready to fly. What you're going to be, it's going to happen whether you want it or not, okay? So, and you're going to love it. It's just, not allowing yourself to shine. And it's situations, it's potentially being slightly overwhelmed, but it's going to happen anyway. You're going to shine. So just be mindful of that. Don't keep putting yourself on hold. That's what I'll say. Anything you want to do, everything is infinite. It has its infinite potential. And you do have a lot of good things coming. Have been feeling like I should reach out, but haven't done so. Yeah, I tend to look, depending on where you are on the journey. I mean, I know you have been for a while, Justine, you know, on the journey for a while. Thanks, KK. Look, if you're reaching out to make a statement is very different to an expectation of call me. There's nothing wrong in your mind to actually make contact and say, hey, my thoughts have been with you. This is what I did this week, and leave it at that. It's simple. But if the expectation is to trigger that person into calling you, and then you go back down again because you're feeling really down that they haven't called you, it's because you directly made contact and you're getting angry about that. Don't lead yourself into that vicious cycle, because it especially not during a Scorpion moon, if that's coming up for you. Like, just be mindful of that. You know, meditate on it and say, okay, why am I feeling the need to? Am I feeling a vibration? If I do, what then would I do? You can't control what the other person does, be it you're a TF or you're not, but you need to check with what you're willing to invest in it, and how it's going to make you feel after. You're quite welcome to do that. There's nothing, that you need to also be mindful of. Are you grounded enough that if you don't hear, is it going to trigger you? And if it is, don't do it. And if it is going to trigger you, why? You know, look at your life as this gold mine of importance and self-value, and keep investing in that till that situation doesn't trigger you. I feel like I want to be single and mingle. Twin is literally trying to work on a union. What do look, again, it's still run a chaser, because while you're walking away, it's like, you know, is it that you're fearing the connection, that the repeat will occur? Or is it, you know, can it be a spiritual thing where you're thinking, you hurt me, so hey, work it? It depends on what your vibration is. It depends on what's going on in your mind. And not one of those things are bad. They're a process of evolution of you spiritually, but you just need to pay attention to why that's going on. Because if they're moving towards you and you're moving away, and you are directly linking in with them, but you're thinking, oh, yeah, look at the reason why. Then that's completely up to you, Justine. But follow your intuition. If you feel the need to, go, yeah. Then it's still running. See, theirs is their fear that they're going to lose you, so they're running towards you. Thanks, Luciana. I love you. The other is your fear is, again, of abandonment. So they're fearing abandonment as well. So they're running towards you, and you're fearing abandonment. You're running away from them, so it doesn't happen, but it already had happened. So look at the pain body experience and understand nobody can truly take what was already taken. You already gave your heart. So if you are in love with them, you need to then create slower steps of being open to it. And what would happen if they did? Do you have your house? Do you have your home? Do you have your work? Do you have your friends? You're the asset. And if they left, they would be losing the asset. So, you know, self-worth, self-value, lower chakras. Love and light. And I will talk to you guys later, and I'll be back shortly. I'll put a community tab up about when I'm coming to do the twin flame. It won't be long, be it today or tomorrow, but it will be within 24 hours for the update for it. But just give me some time, because I've got to pick children up and get things sorted. And then that's okay. You look after yourself. I've been there, done that, trust me. And like I say, never be worried. Be it you are asking for a reading to actually look at your loved ones that are passed over. I can channel passed over loved ones. I'm a twin flame and a twin flame coach. I've been there, done that. I'm not perfect. So if you do have a Skype session with me, you don't even have to turn your camera on. I can do the readings via email. Video, yes. You are going to get the best out of a telephone or a Skype session because you can ask 100 questions and you're going to get more out of your money. So, yeah, and it's going to give you a lot of tools in a very short, condensed space of time that you can actually take away with you. Okay? So you're going to get more out of it if you do that. Otherwise, what comes through, I'll tell you in the video recording that I send you, but it's not going to be the same. Okay? And I don't bite. I'm not perfect. I've been on the twin flame journey for 20 years. I've seen it all. I've been it all. Okay? Love and light, and I'll talk to you guys soon.